Have you ever stood on the edge of a morning, just before the sun breaks the horizon? There's a particular kind of silence in those moments, isn't there? It's not an empty silence. It's a stillness full of potential, a quiet tension in the air. The world holds its breath, and you can feel that a profound change is coming, even if the darkness still surrounds you completely. If you are feeling that in the landscape of your own life right now, that sense of a deep, unspoken anticipation, that feeling that you are on the precipice of something monumental you can't yet name, then I need you to listen closely, with your heart more than your ears. I believe with every fiber of my being that you are hearing these words for a divine reason. This message, this conversation between us, has found its way through the noise of the world to you in this very moment, because it was planned for you. My child, this is for you. I've walked many roads in my life, seen many seasons come and go, and I've learned to recognize the look of a traveler who has journeyed long and hard through the wilderness. I see you. I see it in the way you carry yourself. I see the path that has been unrelentingly hard, etched with a pain you rarely speak of, and an uncertainty that has been a constant companion. I see the countless nights you lay awake, staring into the darkness, questioning if you had the strength to take even one more step. And yet, you did. When every rational thought screamed for you to stop, to turn back, to give up, something deeper inside you refused. You kept moving forward, placing one foot in front of the other even when the fog of your circumstances was so thick you couldn't see the ground beneath your feet. Please, hear me now. That resilience, that stubborn, flickering flame of faith you protected in the storm that was not for nothing. It was not a pointless struggle. It was the forging of a profound strength, the tempering of a spirit that you are about to need for the glorious purpose that awaits you. Because I want to tell you something that I believe your spirit, in its quietest moments, already knows to be true. There is a divine appointment on your horizon. It is not just a meeting, it is a convergence, a holy intersection so significant it is destined to completely and irrevocably alter the trajectory of your life. And it is coming far sooner than your mind can logically comprehend. This isn't a fleeting feeling of hope I'm offering, not a temporary lift to get you through the day. This is a holy truth I am speaking, a powerful and unwavering declaration of what is to come, spoken from the very heart of the divine. An intervention from a higher realm is on its way, designed specifically to touch and transform every part of your being, your mind, your spirit, your body, the very essence of who you are. Something new is being introduced into the story of your life, something that will not only confirm the deepest, unspoken inklings of your heart, but will also awaken a capacity within you that you never knew you possessed. If this message is truly for you, you will feel a stirring deep in your core, a resonance in your soul that recognizes the sound of truth. That quiet, internal pull that led you to these words is a sacred calling you simply cannot ignore any longer. This very moment is not an accident. It is a promise being fulfilled. You are not just waiting for a new season to begin. You are stepping into its opening moments right now. Sometimes, you can feel a shift in the spiritual weather long before the storm breaks or the sun finally shines. It's a subtle knowing, a quiet whisper in your soul telling you that the foundations are shifting beneath you. You may not know the specifics, but you feel the change. That feeling, that inner sense of holy readiness, is the sign. I need you to understand, with absolute clarity, that this coming divine meeting has been meticulously planned for you. This is not a stroke of good luck, a random chance, or even a simple answer to a desperate prayer. It is a deliberate, divine arrangement, an appointment set in the calendar of eternity specifically for you. The universe is conspiring. Things are being set in motion to connect you with a specific person, a place, a new level of knowing, or a life's work that has been waiting for you. This connection is so precise, so perfectly timed, that when it arrives, your life's compass will be completely and permanently recalibrated. And the work to make this happen, it has already begun. In fact, it has been underway for years. It's not something you are waiting to come to you. Rather, it is waiting for you to step into it. This is why your path has been so meaningful, especially in its most painful moments. Let's talk about those moments. Let's talk about the scars. Every time your heart ached with sadness, every time disappointment felt like a physical blow, every single moment you felt the crushing weight of lack, none of it was wasted. Let me say that again. None of it was for nothing. Every single moment had a profound and hidden reason. The confusing, winding, and often dark maze of your past is about to become a perfectly clear roadmap, showing you the exact way forward. This is the very reason why your journey felt so intensely difficult. It's why the wait seemed impossibly long, and why the hurt you endured was so strong and piercing. It is because the divine appointment you are approaching is so incredibly special, so sacred, that it required a version of you that was fully prepared. It needed you to be forged in the fires of adversity, so you would be strong when things were hard. It needed you to be tested so your spirit would be willing to obey a higher calling, even when it didn't make sense. You see, a meeting guided by the divine is not primarily about the person you meet or the opportunity you are given. It is about the state of your own spirit as you enter into it. When you are living a life aligned with a divine will, connections do not just happen by chance. Every single encounter, every conversation you have, every door that swings open, each one has a special, ordained meaning. And this specific connection that is now drawing near holds the answer, the very key for the next great chapter of your life. This is why the pressure mounted just before this breakthrough. It's why you felt that overwhelming temptation to finally give up. It's even why some people around you began to act differently or pull away. On a spiritual level, they sensed that a great change was coming for you. This isn't just about finding a new friend, a mentor, or a bit of good fortune. While those things might be part of the package, they are not the main event. The meeting that is coming is between you and the destiny that was planned for you. You are about to connect, in a tangible way, with the true reason you are here on this earth, the plan that God had for you even before you were born. And when this happens, a lifetime of confusion will evaporate in an instant. Suddenly, you will understand with crystal clarity why all those past relationships didn't work out. You will see, with gratitude, why certain doors were firmly closed in your face and why certain people had to leave your life. You will look back at the most difficult and heartbreaking times you went through, and you will be truly, profoundly thankful for them. Because you will finally realize that without those exact experiences, you would not be the person who is ready for this incredible blessing. To fully step into this new season, this divine appointment that has been so carefully prepared for you, there are some things your spirit needs to understand and embrace. This is the part of the journey that requires your active participation. First, your life will now demand a deeper level of surrender and obedience to the guidance you receive from within. The time for questioning the intuitive nudges and the clear signs you are shown is over. The time for procrastinating on the work you know you have been called to do must end. You must stop feeling unsure or apologetic about the favor and grace that have been placed upon your life. A divine appointment doesn't wait for you to feel perfectly comfortable or 100% ready. It doesn't ask for your permission. It happens when the divine decides the time is right. And the message I am here to share is that the time that has been decided upon is right now. Second, and this is crucial, you must let go of the deeply ingrained, false idea that you have to do more to earn this. You are already ready. The hard times you went through were your training ground. They taught you lessons you couldn't have learned any other way. The times you felt utterly by yourself were not abandonment. They were a sacred space of preparation. The quiet, lonely times made you strong in ways that worldly success never could. You are not being asked to show up with a resume of perfection. You are being asked to come just as you are, with your scars and your strengths, trusting that the one who started this work in you will be the one to see it through to completion. And third, you must stay spiritually alert, my precious one. Be vigilant. Understand that just before a major, life-altering breakthrough, the forces that wish to keep you small and stuck will make their most desperate attempts to fool you. In the days leading up to this sacred time, you might see a sudden surge of confusion. Old, destructive ways of acting and thinking will try to creep back in. False connections, people who seem right but are actually a diversion, may appear, along with opportunities that glitter but are not gold. Do not let these decoys fool you. Stay steady in your course. Stay pure in your heart's intentions. Stay intimately close to your faith. You must understand the sheer magnitude of what is coming. You are not stepping into a small, temporary gift. You are stepping into a holy, eternal inheritance. As you step into this meeting, insights and understandings that were previously kept from your view will suddenly become astonishingly clear. You will receive a divine knowing, a clear sense of direction, and a level of favor that might not make any sense to the world around you. But from a higher perspective, it is all perfectly clear and part of the plan. Even as I speak these words, people are being led to go ahead of you to prepare the way. Conversations are happening in rooms you cannot see, and decisions are being finalized in the spiritual realm on your behalf. Places of honor and purpose are being set up for you in the spirit world. Therefore, you do not need to struggle, to force, or to manipulate this into happening. Your only job is to remain peacefully and faithfully where you have been placed. This is the time for the divine to place you exactly where you need to be. The meeting your soul has longed for is now coming to you. As this divine change gets closer, my beloved child, it might feel like your old life is breaking apart at the seams. Do not be afraid. That feeling is accurate, but it is a good thing. The process of things coming undone is being led by a holy hand. When God is making you ready to move forward into your destiny, everything that is not meant for you in that new season must be let go. So do not be afraid when some connections and friendships suddenly come to an end. Do not pull back in fear when the old way you used to see yourself starts to disappear and feel foreign. That is not losing. That is moving ahead. That is the sacred process of becoming new. You have been given important work to do, and the divine realm does not rush the revealing of great things. Instead, it makes them ready in the quiet and the dark. A truly significant moment is approaching, my child, one that will reshape the very way you walk through your days. It will fundamentally change how you express your gifts to the world, and it will transform, from the inside out, how you perceive your own being. Soon, you will begin to perceive yourself not through the cracked lens of old hurts, or the painful memories of times you felt rejected. You will no longer see yourself through a filter of apprehension and fear. Instead, you will see yourself through the very reason for your existence, through the experiences that have refined you and through the beautiful path that has been laid out just for you. And you will know it when it arrives. There will be no doubt. You will experience a deep inner stillness, a sense of being so firmly anchored in your purpose that the storms of the world cannot shake you. You will understand divine direction more clearly and intimately than ever before. You will awaken in the morning with a sense of what lies ahead, with a distinct path forward, with an inner knowing that guides your steps. This is the precise season for which you have been so carefully made ready. It is the exact season that old forces tried so hard to divert you from, and it is the season that you will, without a doubt, surely experience. So please, don't focus on what things look like around you in the natural world right now. It doesn't matter if you feel you lack the resources you need, or if uncertainty and a deep weariness are weighing you down. Your outward circumstances do not have the power to control what comes next. The kingdom of God doesn't measure your financial status or your emotional state before it decides to bring about the next step for you. What truly matters is your alignment with its purpose. And if your inner being is sensing the truth in these words right now, then you are in that alignment. Do not let your current situation deceive you into believing you are far away. You are so much closer than you think. Every time you had to pause, it was by divine design. Every period of stillness and waiting was intentional. Each instance you felt rejected by people or opportunities was actually a divine hand guiding you toward a different, better way. You are not running late. You haven't fallen behind schedule. This very moment, the one you have been getting ready for, is here precisely at the right time. As long as there is breath in your body, everything that has been promised is within your reach. This time is for you. A significant meeting awaits, and the most important individual you will encounter is the person you were always seen as in the eyes of your Creator. Are you prepared for that meeting? Once this truth settles deep within your soul, the world around you will have no choice but to begin to mirror it. The very atmosphere in your home might feel changed. People around you might begin to behave in ways you never expected. Events might seem to unfold with a new and surprising speed. This is because as you fully step into and inhabit the time that was meant for you, the world itself must shift and realign to accommodate the new position you now hold. A fresh, new chapter of your life is opening. This pivotal meeting isn't only about connecting with someone else. It is the point where your long season of readiness finally aligns with the divine design for your life. It is the moment the person you were before the one burdened by old anxieties and defined by past pain fades away, and your genuine, powerful self emerges, free and unburdened. However, this deeper understanding and freedom brings with it a certain sacred duty. My precious child, this specific period that has been appointed for you demands your complete focus. Significant, life-changing moments arrive for those who are watchful, for those who have learned to surrender, and for those who are prepared to let go of what feels comfortable and easy if it guides them towards what is holy. This is why you have been perceiving things with such greater clarity lately. It's why you find it almost physically challenging to participate in empty, meaningless talk, to maintain shallow connections, or to engage in useless diversions. Your inner being, your spirit, has expanded. You are changing so rapidly that the person you were even a few months ago feels like a stranger. The unease and restlessness you sense is the growing pain of you moving beyond the person you once were. This meeting is not about demonstrating your worth to other people. It's about you having clear sight and true comprehension. It's about grasping, deep in your bones, that you weren't waiting all this time for others to finally acknowledge you or approve of you. You were waiting for the appointed time when you could simply exist as your true, authentic self, and that time has now arrived. This explains the sense of distance you now feel from things that used to offer you a false sense of security. It's why the activities and relationships that used to satisfy you now feel hollow and empty. This isn't a signal that something is wrong with you, my child. It is the surest sign of your spiritual unfolding and growth. The person you are growing into cannot possibly fit within the old, cramped framework of your former existence. The blessings that are coming are meant for the person you are becoming, and that is precisely why this change can feel so challenging and uncomfortable. It is stretching you into the fullness of who you truly are. This divine meeting, this alignment with your true self, will reveal the individual you were always designed to be. The immediate result will be a profound shift in how you carry yourself in the world. You will simply stop diminishing yourself to make other people feel comfortable in their own insecurity. You will cease the exhausting attempt to make people grasp the complexity of your path when it was never meant for them to understand in the first place. You will stop acting in ways that are contrary to your true self, merely to preserve a false, fragile peace. You will finally stand in your full, God-given stature, and when you do, an eternal and irreversible shift will occur in the unseen, spiritual realm. When one who walks in step with the divine fully awakens to their identity and purpose, those forces and people who stand against the light will be deeply disturbed and unsettled. When one who is aligned with their calling steps into it, old, generational patterns and curses that have clung to your family lineage for years will finally release their grip. Let me share what else unfolds during this profound meeting. My beloved one, the nearness and strength of the divine will become more clear and tangible within you than ever before. Suddenly, you will find yourself moving with an inner might and confidence you didn't know you had. You will begin to speak with a quiet certainty and authority. The unique gifts that have been placed within you, which may have been dormant or underdeveloped, will become more distinct and powerful. You will perceive divine nearness and direction more acutely, more personally. You will begin to grasp complex things, to see the path ahead with clarity, to receive direction, and to simply know what steps to take, because your divine calling is now stirring and awakening fully within you. The long, hidden period of preparation is complete. There will be no more remaining out of sight, no more playing small. It is time to step out as one who has been sent, because that is what you are. This significant meeting might unfold uniquely for each individual. For some, it might be an actual person who enters your life and helps you perceive something fresh and transformative. For others, it could be a quiet, solitary time alone with God where you feel His nearness so profoundly that you understand, in your very soul, that things are permanently different. And for a great number of you, a blended experience combining these elements awaits. But regardless of how it unfolds, my child, you will know it. You will sense the shift deep within your being. You will feel the liberty and the permission to simply exist as yourself and to act from that place of authenticity. You will feel the might and power that has been placed within you. When this occurs, be watchful, be mindful. Do not dismiss it or regard it as just another common, fleeting moment. When it arrives, acknowledge its profound significance. Hold it in your memory as a sacred cornerstone. Speak of its truth and lean upon it in the days to come. That meeting signifies a profound turning point in your life's journey, and following this event, you will cease chasing things, people, and approvals that were never intended for you. You will no longer feel the need to beg others for their acceptance. You will stop seeking validation through imperfect human methods. You will simply behave as one who has already been affirmed by the Creator of the universe, because that is what you are. The entire course of your life is shifting. The time stretching before you is now filled with a divine grace and ease. This next chapter is not about struggling mightily and fighting for every inch of ground. It is about moving effortlessly as you follow the divine direction within you. You have labored and you have wrestled sufficiently. Now is the time for things to advance swiftly by a divine touch. Matters that required years of effort for others will unfold with astonishing rapidity for you. What once appeared completely unattainable will now become reachable, prepared, and waiting for you to simply enter into it. That moment is upon you. Do not question the truth of this. It is indeed true. Do not look to others for confirmation of what your spirit already knows. These words are your certainty, my beloved child. You have arrived at a powerful point where difficulties no longer cause you to fear. This is because you have come to understand that you have been granted the strength and authority to confront them. So address them directly. Declare to fear that it has no hold on you. Tell shame that it must depart from your presence. Inform doubt that it is not welcome in your heart any longer. You are stepping into a pivotal, defining meeting that will shape everything that lies ahead for you. After this time, your entire way of being will be transformed. How you experience daily life, how you express love and affection, how you commune with God, and how you rely on His strength all will reflect this deep, internal change. The person stepping out of this experience will feel entirely unfamiliar compared to the person you were before. Your whole approach to living will shift from merely getting by to purposeful engagement, from carrying heavy burdens to possessing an unshakable inner fortitude, from being fixed and stuck in one place to advancing forward with grace and momentum. When you begin to inhabit this new way of being, my child, do not be startled if faces from your history suddenly reappear. Do not be shocked if former habits and old ways of thinking attempt to reassert themselves into your life. Opposition and old patterns frequently make one last, desperate attempt when their initial efforts have failed. But now, you will move forward without faltering. This time of divine encounter has fundamentally reshaped you at a cellular level. You are no longer the person they remember. You are not the one who settled for less than you deserved just to keep the peace. You are no longer the person who stayed silent when your spirit prompted you to speak just to prevent arguments. You are not the one who permitted dishonor and disrespect simply for the sake of fitting in. That former manner of existence is over. It is concluded. In its place stands one whom God has designated, one who clearly represents the divine without needing to justify or explain yourself to anyone. And now, you walk under a new level of divine safeguarding. Your very presence, the light in your eyes, demonstrates that your difficulties and hardships did not conquer you. Take a deep breath, my cherished one. Allow the past to finally loosen its grip on you. Advance with the quiet certainty that has been placed within you. You are not merely anticipating a future event. You are living within its unfolding right now. The path ahead of you is clear. The blessing of the Most High rests upon you. You are released to proceed. The fact that you are here, right now, listening to this, is a direct result of your refusal to retreat in the face of adversity. This is how I know you are not ordinary. Your presence in this moment is not random. You are counted among those who have been chosen to leave behind a life of fear, compromise, and illusion. A new reality has been declared over your life. It is firm and unshakable, and your life will now bear witness to its truth. You have not fallen behind schedule. You are precisely positioned according to a divine design. You did not overlook or miss your great opportunity. You were being made ready to step through the one that was specifically appointed for you. This profound shift is not something you have to strive to impose on your life. It is something that manifests when the divine decides the moment is right, and that moment is upon you now. You are entering this transformation completely, not gradually, not hesitantly, but totally and without question. This is the great reshaping that is being orchestrated in your life. Nothing and no one can hinder this process. While the world around you appeared motionless and stagnant, my child, you sensed the deep inner movement. You have been made ready during the long, silent periods of waiting. In the lonely nights when sadness weighed upon you like a heavy blanket, you were not alone. A divine awareness was present with you. In the seasons where you journeyed by yourself, feeling isolated and unseen, you were being accompanied every step of the way. Those times that were invisible to others were never, for 1 second, concealed from the sight of God. His intentions for you were being formed and solidified during that very season. While others around you were seeking comfort or were lost in worldly distractions, you were growing stronger on the inside, clinging to what is true and eternal. While the world pursued passing, temporary pleasures, you sought the presence of the holy. And now, a fresh stage is opening for you. A holy doorway is appearing where there was once a solid wall. You are completely and finally stepping away from your previous manner of existence. Things, people, and habits that once felt fitting or brought you a measure of satisfaction now feel unfamiliar, foreign, or empty. The chains of past limitations that once restricted you can no longer keep you bound. This is not merely an alteration or an improvement. It is a divine reclaiming. It is a return to the original pattern that was established for you before you ever drew your first breath. This is a return to the you that existed before difficulty marked you, before rejection taught you to diminish yourself to be accepted. The genuine, powerful self that was created in you is now being brought forward, refined and revealed through the challenges you have faced. Real, authentic authority does not need to announce itself loudly. It simply exists, and its very presence makes truth known. That sort of spiritual presence is increasing and intensifying within you now. You are entering this next period of your life not to validate yourself or prove your worth to anyone, but as a living witness to divine action in the world, a promise fulfilled for all to see. This passage into your new self might feel like you are releasing and losing things, but it is actually the highest form of liberation. You have let go of certain ties, positions, and draining energies, and in return, you have received a quiet spirit, a clear understanding, and a deep inner knowing. You were stripped of things you once thought were essential to your survival so that you could finally see the immense inner richness you carry within you. You are not lacking anything, my child. You simply need to recognize and walk in the fullness that already resides within you. Every unseen step of reliance on faith, every tear shed in private communion, every brave act of letting go in the midst of deep hurt, God took notice of each and every one. The long season of unseen, underground development is now bringing forth evident, visible outcomes. What was hidden in the secret place is now becoming plain for all to see. And this is not a slow, gradual shift. It is a holy breaking open, like the power of a mighty river that was contained behind a dam, now surging out with unstoppable force. Everything in your life that was held back, limited, or blocked is now moving with divine momentum into your existence. You are being positioned not for public display or for your own ego, but for a divine purpose. You were set aside and dedicated to a holy work while others around you were making compromises, mocking your faith, or chasing temporary, worldly acceptance. Those near you will not be able to comprehend this sudden change in you, because they did not witness the long, arduous time of your preparation. They did not see the silent, internal struggles you endured as you sought the divine in the darkness. They did not see the self-control you accepted, or the incredible persistence you demonstrated when surrendering to despair would have been the simpler choice. But every moment was seen by your Creator, my cherished one. And now, the results of that secret journey will be apparent to the entire world. You do not owe anyone an explanation for your challenges or your transformation. You owe your readiness and your willingness to walk forward in faith. You are emerging from the fire with a holy power that was gained through difficulty, enabling you to direct others, bring restoration to broken things, and establish what is new and life-giving in the world. The world might view this as you simply making a comeback, but in the heavens, it is seen as a confirmation. It is confirmation that you bore the testing patiently, that you did not give way to the world's compromised paths, and that you relied upon the perfection of divine timing. This fresh stage of your life commences now, with you standing at its very core, my child. You are the origin point for something entirely new within your family lineage. You are the transformation that those who came before you hoped and prayed for. You are living, breathing evidence that the voice of God is still listened to, that His making whole is still happening, and that His release is still granted to those who trust Him. Be ready, my beloved, because everything is on the verge of shifting. Those who are not sincere in their hearts will diminish and fade from your life. Those who try to mislead you will find their pathways to you blocked. Connections that are not real or divinely ordained will dissolve on their own, and those whose hearts are true and aligned with you will be lifted up alongside you. You will soon start to observe a strange phenomenon. Those who once disregarded your commitment and your quiet faith are now unexpectedly seeking your guidance and your time. Do not be confused or misled by this. Their asking is often not born of a true concern for you, but because they sense that the divine presence and favor they may have once felt is no longer with them, but is now resting powerfully upon you. They feel this profoundly a deep, unsettling, knowing that someone has been designated and chosen for this season, and it was not them. And now, they will try to re-enter your existence, not because they are seeking the same saving grace you found, but because they want to share in the blessings that are now manifesting through you. They wish to observe and benefit from God's action in your life without undergoing their own necessary process of change and purification. Some will even attempt to hold on to you by pretending to have had a change of heart themselves. But you are fundamentally different now, my child, not out of pride, but because you have been made holy, set apart, and purified through a severe and trying trial. Purification does not coexist with compromise or settling for less. A divine mark has been set upon your spirit that cannot be copied or faked. They may keep up all the external displays of belief, but when they are close to you, the inner shadow within them is unsettled and agitated. This is not because of who you are, but because of the holy presence that now resides within you. That is the very reason some people cannot endure your stillness and your peace. That is why they must create drama and noise around you to drown out the conviction they feel in your presence. You may find that some people around you now feel that you are different, distant, or even intimidating, my child. What they are truly sensing is that they can no longer control or direct your steps. You have been lifted up, not by the world's superficial measures of status or acclaim, but by your private, personal choice to walk alongside the divine. Your simple willingness to follow that guidance is the most precious and powerful thing in God's presence. Now, you may find that your path is less crowded with people, but the divine strength and power flowing through you is increasing exponentially. This change will be noticed first in your own dwelling, as those closest to you begin to interact with you in new and different ways. This is not because you have done anything wrong. It is because you chose not to remain stagnant, and your growth challenges their comfort. You will also notice this with those you once spent a great deal of time with. Suddenly, they might say you have become too focused, too earnest, or too dedicated. Do not be troubled or discouraged by these reactions, my precious one. These are simply the natural, unavoidable outcomes of this sacred walk with God. The true intentions of those near you are being revealed, not to cause you pain, but to shield and protect you. Those people and influences that would have held you back from your destiny are being brought into the light so you can see them clearly. There have been influences in your life that seemed supportive or caring on the surface, but deep down, they were assigned to watch you, to gather knowledge about your weaknesses, to slow your progress, and to keep you bound to a former, less powerful version of yourself. But now, a great shift has happened, and your ability to perceive truth has become razor sharp. You can now sense the spiritual atmosphere of a place even in complete silence. You feel the unease and disturbance in the spiritual realm when your name is spoken in rooms you are not in. And when untruths are told about you, the spirit within you confirms it instantly without you needing any external proof. This is because you are no longer guided by what the world perceives with its physical eyes, but by the perfect order and knowing of the divine spirit that resides within you. Here is a difficult but necessary truth, my child. Some people will feel a deep resentment toward the person you have become. This is because you no longer shrink yourself down so they can feel important by comparison. You no longer dim the bright light that has been placed in you just to make space for them in their own lack of light. Now, each time you speak, your words carry a spiritual weight for them. Your quietness reveals uncomfortable truths they would rather ignore. Your righteous actions create a deep discomfort within them. Your very presence now exposes what is hidden in the shadows. This is what inevitably happens when you move from being unnoticed and overlooked to being set apart and chosen. It's the shift from being silent to being prepared for a divine purpose. You are becoming sacred ground. This is why the old troubles, the old emotional traps, and the old deceptions cannot hold you or affect you as they once did. You have crossed a spiritual threshold. Now, your physical being is in the process of adjusting to where your spirit already resides, and this requires effort. It might feel like a strange weight or exhaustion in places you cannot explain. Your body is learning to carry the new level of spiritual light that has been placed upon you. It is shifting to align with the immense strength of the divine presence that is now with you. Those around you will not understand this process. They might say you look weary. They might say you seem distant or preoccupied, but they do not see the private, intensive work that is being done with you in the secret place. The very last traces of your former self are being cleared away, ensuring that no old, toxic familiarity can draw you back into your past. Your spiritual awareness is becoming extraordinarily sensitive. You can now feel the truth behind a person's smile. You can hear the hidden meaning or motive within a compliment. You can feel when eyes are on you and their gaze holds no warmth, no genuine goodwill for you. This is not paranoia or fear. It is spiritual clarity. Your ability to know truth is not something you acquired like a skill. It is now an inseparable part of your being. You can enter a space, and you instantly know who carries a heavy spirit of difficulty. You can hear words spoken, and you instantly know if they come from the Spirit of God or from human pride and ego. You can meet someone for the first time and your spirit recoils, and you simply heed that inner knowing without needing any further proof or explanation. This is the place where those who walk intimately with the divine live. This is the mark of one who has been truly dedicated to God's work. Ordinary ways of living rely on outward facts and appearances, but those who walk with God move by an inner knowing. Ordinary ways seek the opinions and approval of the crowd, but those who walk with God follow a clear inner direction. Ordinary ways panic in the face of crisis, but those who walk with God learn to pause and be still. You understand now, at a soul level, that panic never brings strength, and rushing never reveals truth. That is why you were slowed down. That is why your places of comfort were removed. That is why people were allowed to leave your life. It was all part of a divine process of building a version of you that cannot be shaken, cannot be bought, and cannot be deceived. You must learn this, my child, and learn it well. Guard your inner space with all diligence. Not everyone should have access to the sacred story of your journey. Some people are near you only to take away your peace, not to help you grow. Some approach you only to hinder your progress, not to uphold and support you. You must learn to feel this difference within your spirit. When your spirit says, "Do not share this part of your heart with them," you must listen. When your heart whispers, "Do not meet with them today," you must obey without question. You are no longer guided by simple, surface-level reasoning, my beloved. You are moving by a deeper, all-consuming force within you, a divine inner current that doesn't need to explain itself. It simply transforms everything it touches. The path you are on, this sacred journey, can feel solitary at times. It is not that you lack love, my child. It is that you have been set apart. The clarity of sight you now possess can be troublesome to others, because the true nature within you shines a light on the things they wish to keep hidden in themselves. You used to wonder what was wrong with you when they pulled away, my beloved, but now you are beginning to understand. Your presence simply felt too strong, too real for them. You are not hard to love, my child. You just can no longer be directed or controlled by others. That is the core shift that has happened within you. Many will walk with you when the way is smooth and the sun is shining, but few will stay close as your old self fades away in the refining fire deep inside you. And even fewer will be there to witness the glorious new life that comes forth. And that is right, and as it should be, my child. Your reason for being here is not for everyone to understand you. It is to be in perfect step with your Creator. You are not here to be accepted by the world. You are here to be set aside for what God is doing in the world. You are not here to be popular. You are here to be made clean and pure. And the shaking you feel inside, the strong emotions, the still times, the tears, the moments of feeling unsettled, the times you are by yourself, these are not meant to hurt you. They are the unmistakable signs of a holy, transformative change. So, how do we live this out, day by day? Think about the profound difference, my beloved one. If the first moments of each morning were not immediately taken by the demands of the world, but were freely and joyfully given to the divine. Before the heaviness of the day comes down, my child, before what others expect of you presses in on your soul, can you simply stop, be still, and say, "Here I am"? As you go through your day, observe how even the most simple, mundane tasks, like tending to your body, tidying your living space, or preparing a meal, feel altered and sacred when you do them with a mindful awareness of a holy presence with you. And when worry returns, as it surely will, when old doubts whisper that this change is only temporary, or that you are not enough to sustain it, Will you heed those familiar, lying voices, or will you choose to affirm the eternal truth? The nature of God and His promises to you do not change based on your feelings or anyone else's opinions. They stand on eternal, unshakable truth. Do you grasp the immense strength that comes from learning to tell yourself that truth, rather than needing others to confirm it for you? My child, when you are talking with others, can you make it a point to listen more than you speak? Will you allow a sacred stillness to accompany your voice, not just sound? The world teaches you to speak loudly and forcefully to be heard, but I am asking you to speak with the aim of bringing comfort, clarity, and life. Have you ever witnessed the incredible power of a gentle word spoken during a heated disagreement, or the quiet, disarming strength of a soft smile when harshness is expected? Tenderness in this harsh world is not weakness. It holds a power that can move mountains. And generosity, my beloved child, how are you sharing it now? It is so much more than simply money. It includes the currency of your time, the gift of your undivided attention, your readiness to truly listen to another's heart. You do not have to fix everyone's problems, but have you ever stopped to think that your calm, centered presence might offer a place of rest to someone who is deeply weary? When difficulties and opposition arrive, can you begin to view them not as a penalty, but as sacred opportunities to reveal the true, resilient self that has been forged within you? The pressure you feel does not destroy your purpose. It only makes it clearer and more defined. When things oppose you, remember this: you are not being judged, you are being prepared. Let that understanding change how you enter every situation. Say yes to the discomfort that comes from growth. Say yes to unexpected quiet. Say yes to speaking the truth even when it isn't popular. Say yes to radical kindness. You are not just changing, you are becoming a vessel for change to reach others. Are you ready to start seeing yourself this way, my cherished child? You might not feel ready, and that is perfectly fine, because this was never about feeling prepared. This is about agreeing to walk with God, and that agreement, that simple yes, always opens the door to an abundance you cannot yet imagine. Divine blessing finds you not when you struggle mightily to earn it, but when you simply and beautifully yield. Your name is being spoken in places you have not yet gone. Your way is being prepared. What was before no longer has any hold on you. Everything you have gone through is becoming a word of hope for others. And everything that stood against you is now being given back to you in full measure. Your time has come. You are not broken, my child. You are growing into the masterpiece you were always made to be. And soon, the whole world will see it. But you already feel it, my beloved, because you have crossed over, and the life you lived before, it is gone forever.